Allegations came to light here in Las Vegas and spanned to Canada. Tonight, another woman breaking her silence about accused sexual predator Nathan Chasinghorse.
Now, she says she is one of the victims identified in charges he faces in Canada. She spoke only to 8 News Now investigator Janessa Murphy.
I just remember feeling like, did I ask for it?
Janessa Lambert recalling the moment. She says Nathan Chasinghorse sexually assaulted her in her British Columbia home in 2018.
I just remember feeling disgusted and gross.
This was after a long journey with the self-proclaimed medicine man. Janessa says she met him at the age of 13 when he visited her community for an Indigenous ceremony. At 16, she says there was an effort to set her up with one of Chasinghorse's helpers. She refused the much older man's advance. Then Chasinghorse zeroed in on her, resulting in a conversation with her mother when she was 17.
He had said that the grandfathers had made it more clear in his dreams on who would take on that responsibility, and that it was me. And that the responsibility of bringing back a medicine man to our nation was going to fall through me. And that I was going to be a wife one day.
By that time, she says he had 4 wives, and there seemed to be a competition to be the 5th.
I think it shows the amount of manipulation.
She claims she witnessed Chasinghorse physically abusing the other women. In 2018, feeling a lack of love, she says she broke up with Chasinghorse via text. During his next visit to her community, she recalls an unwelcomed kiss, and the following visit, the sexual assault. Her story has similarities to what other women have shared, grooming while they're underage, escalating to sexual violence.
People always ask, how did we get sucked in? He really worked at was that cultural yearning. And he really exploited that. And so I think that he looked for families that were really yearning to have that connection.
The 8 News Now investigators learned allegations against Chasinghorse date back to about 2 decades. Janessa says she made the decision to go to police in 2022 after seeing herself and her boyfriend's child.
Thinking, do I want her to go through the same thing that I did? And I remember taking a deep breath and I looked at my boyfriend and I was like, I'm going to the police.
But action wasn't immediately taken.
I think at the time, my Aboriginal police officer was skeptical of the story. I just remember him looking at me and saying, I'll put this through as a file number, but he said, I can't promise anything will happen. Unless he enters Canada, there's nothing that we can do. And I remember feeling so defeated, but happy that I did my part.
Nathan Chasinghorse is accused of running a cult and sexually assaulting Indigenous girls for years. And then in January of 2023,
I remember your TikTok.
Metro Police arrest Chasinghorse at his North Las Vegas home after another former wife spoke up.
I remember just being in shock and in disbelief.
And then other jurisdictions reopened cases in which underage girls and women like Janessa had previously made allegations. There are warrants for Chasinghorse in Montana and Canada, but first, Chasinghorse is scheduled to go on trial for a sex crimes case in Las Vegas in April.
That still impacts me now. Like, I'm just like, man, like, even if my case doesn't go anywhere, like, he's facing charges for the stuff that he's done.
Alleged survivors like her are trying to have faith in the justice system. Janessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Now, Chasinghorse's next court date is scheduled for April 7th in Clark County, where he will find out if that trial date will go forward.